going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and I'm back with another video. And today I am here to show you guys the brand new Pixelmon Dark 1.8 update. This is just going to be a little bit of a showcase of a ton of new Pokemon that have been added into the game, including Pokemon from Generation 5, 6, and 7, some remodels, some new Megas, and even some Alolan Pokemon. So before I get into actually showing off all the cool Pokemon behind me, I just want to let you guys know that there is a download link to this version of the mod in the description of this video. If you guys do need help installing Pixelmon Dark, there is a link to a couple different tutorials, one of which will be using the Technic launcher and one of which will just be manually installing Forge. Both of those links down in the description, so make sure you go ahead and check those out. And there's also going to be a link to the official Pixelmon Dark Discord if you do want to join that, so you can get more news on future updates and things like that. So I apologize in advance if I pronounce all of these Pokemon's names wrong. I actually kind of stopped playing the main series games around Generation 4. So these are Gen 5 Pokemon, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at Gen 6 and Gen 7 Pokemon. I haven't actually played the main series games with any of these Pokemon before, so a lot of them I don't actually know how to pronounce their names. Just wanted to get that out of the way because I'm probably going to say every single one wrong, and it's probably going to trigger a lot of you. So jumping straight into Gym 5, we actually have Shelmet here, and I went ahead and lined up all of the regular Pokemon as well as their shinies just so you guys could get a look at both of those. The shinies are always going to be the smaller one just so you guys can tell the difference pretty easily. So here we have the non-shiny version of Shelmet. Pretty cool, but I actually prefer the shiny version. Pretty awesome with that yellow color. And then his evolution, Aselgor. Actually, this is a really cool Pokemon. Probably one of my favorite added into the mod. Actually, there's a few others that I prefer. If we're looking down here, I actually really like Ferroseed. We'll get into him a little bit later on. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at Amoonguss. Just kind of a fungus Pokemon. This little guy is actually halfway buried into the ground, which is interesting. Not sure if that is on purpose or not, but I wanted to mention something. I need to mention this before I go ahead and continue on with the video. This is actually a beta version of the Pixelmon Dark 1.8 mod, so if there is any mistakes or anything like that, they will probably be fixed by the final release. I had to get that out of the way in case there is something wrong. You guys know that is the reason why this is a beta version that the Pixelmon Dark devs were nice enough to give me early so I could go ahead and record this video for you guys. So make sure to go ahead and say thank you to them, because without them going ahead and putting this mod together and letting me have this early beta version, you guys would not be seeing this and you would not be getting a bunch of new Pokemon added into the game. So definitely go ahead and check them out over on their Discord and say hello and say thank you and all that different stuff. But jumping into the next Pokemon, we have Behem here. Pretty cool Pokemon again. Not really too much different in his shiny version. I think the eyes are a different color and the fingers or whatever these things are down on his hands are different colors. And then this little guy has pretty much the same. Not really too much change between his shiny version and his regular version, but still pretty cool. Next up, we actually have Buffaloant. So he is actually huge in this version of the mod. He is giant. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, the runt size. So if you're familiar with Pixelmon sizes, you know that is one of the smaller sizes. He gets massive. I had to put him as small as I possibly could because he was just taking up way too much space. And then his shiny version is actually just a little bit more of a reddish color, so pretty cool. And moving on, this is actually probably one of my, I'd say top 3 Pokemon added in this update. We got Druddigon, and his shiny version is pretty cool as well. I actually don't know which one I prefer. I'd say maybe the shiny version, but that's only because it's shiny. Like if this was the regular version and this was the shiny, I'd probably prefer this one. I don't know. They're both really awesome. I like both of the color schemes. And yeah, so moving on to the next one, we got Durant here. And his shiny version is just a little bit more of like a bronze color, and then that's more of like, I guess, steel. I don't really know, but it's still a pretty cool Pokemon. And we have Tynamo and Electric. I think that might be right. But yeah, again, these Pokemon are fish, so you're only going to be seeing them in the water. Right now, they are currently flying. That's not how you're going to be seeing them in-game, hopefully, but still pretty cool Pokemon. These guys don't really have too much different with them. Just the little stripes a little bit different on the shiny version. And same with these guys, just a little bit of different colors. But for the most part, pretty cool. Now, their final evolution actually is going to be in the game as well. It wasn't in this version, but that's just, like I said, because it is a beta version, it should be in the final release. So moving on to Deerling, and I don't know if all of the different types, because I'm pretty sure Deerling has a different seasonal type for the 4 different seasons. I think there's only the whichever one this is. I should probably have looked that up before I recorded this video, but I think there's only one form currently. There might be more in the final release or in future updates, but for now, we have this guy here. Pretty cool, and of course, evolves into Sawsbusk, which is again a pretty neat Pokemon. And moving on here, we actually have a Scavalier, which is another pretty cool Pokemon in this update. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to go after this guy. Decent shiny. I think I prefer the regular version, but still pretty neat all the same. Now moving on to, I think, my #1 Generation 5 Pokemon added in this update, which is Ferrothorn. I really love this guy, especially in competitive battling. I really like using him, so I'll probably use him on my next team in Pixelmon. But we got Ferroseed here and a cool little blue version, and then we got Ferrothorn. Now, I kind of wish they had kept the blue color for the shiny instead of going with whatever this mess is. I really don't like that color scheme at all, but the Ferroseed shiny is actually really cool. So if they had gone with just the blue and silver, that would be awesome, but fortunately they decided to make this mess. But either way, still a really cool Pokemon. So next up, we actually have Frillish and his evolution, which is Jellicent, and this guy is really goofy looking, but still pretty cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to want to use him in game, but I definitely expect a lot of people to try to collect one of him. I don't know if this is actually his largest size. I think he gets quite a bit bigger. I think this was another one that I had to set to one of the smaller sizes because the giant size was just way too big and took up way too much space. But moving on, we have Heatmore. I really, really like this guy, except for I'm not sure what's going on with this. It's supposed to be flame coming out of his nose. I think it looks a little bit strange, but his shiny version is awesome. I really like that color scheme for him. And yeah, next up we have Volibee, which evolves into Mandibuzz. Pretty cool Pokemon. Not really too much to say about this guy, but this little guy is kind of creepy. I guess the big one's kind of creepy as well. And next up we have Mindfu, which he's actually flying. I wouldn't expect him to be able to fly, but I guess he is a magical Pokemon. And his evolution, which is actually right here, Mindshao, which is pretty cool. And next up, probably the strangest Pokemon in the game, we have Stunfisk, which is what went wrong when you were made? I don't know. Whoever made you. They messed something up. Now, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one because it is an ice cream Pokemon. Pretty cool. We got Vanillite, Vanillish, and Vanillux. All really cool Pokemon. The shiny is really pretty close to the regular version. It's just a little bit more purple. I don't know. It's alright. I feel like I like when they go crazy with the shinies and they change things up like what they did here. With the color scheme is just completely different, because at least then you have like a variety of options. With this one, it doesn't really matter which one you get. Pretty much looks pretty much the same. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and jump straight into all of the new Generation 6 Pokemon added into this update. So of course we have Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash. Pretty cool Pokemon. Probably one of my favorite out of all of these guys here in Gen 6, although I really do like Clauncher quite a bit. So next up we have Alomomola. Interesting Pokemon, not really my favorite. I wish they would have added some sort of an evolution to this Pokemon because it is just a single evolution type. I don't know, maybe there will be one added in Gen 8, who knows. But next up we actually have, wow, I completely forget what this Pokemon's name is. Is it Aromatisse? Aromatisse. I think that's what this guy is, and then of course its lower evolution, which is just adorable. So next we actually have Clauncher and Clawitzer. Pretty cool Pokemon. I actually really like I was saying, these guys, they're completely different color schemes. I really like when they do that with the shinies because it just gives you options, you know? If you like blue, you can go with the blue one. If you like red, you can go with the shiny. It's really cool. One of my favorite Generation 5 Pokemon overall, one of the coolest looking, and I really like his evolution as well. So next up, we actually have Skrelp and his evolution. Kind of a little seahorse Pokemon, long lost cousin of Horsey. But yeah, pretty cool Pokemon. I don't know about those red eyes, kind of make them look a little bit, you know, stressed out or something. I don't know what's going on there, but still pretty cool Pokemon. I actually really prefer the shiny version over it. Adds a lot more color than the default regular color scheme that this guy has. Alright guys, and now we have Gorgeist, and his lower evolution is also going to be in this update. Unfortunately, it was not in this beta version, but that is just because, like I said, beta version going to be fixed in the final release, which should be out in a few hours after I upload this video. But here we go, pretty cool Pokemon. His lower evolution is actually pretty cool as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take a look at that one. Moving on, we have Klefki, which is, I know, I'm just going to admit it here. A lot of you guys have probably already heard this, but I am not a huge fan of the whole inanimate objects inside Pixelmon. I know there are quite a few of them nowadays. They keep adding more and more every new generation. We got a sword over there. We got some keys over here. I don't really get it, but maybe there's some sort of lore behind it or something to why there is a Pokemon that's shaped like he's... I don't know the story. But moving on, we have Swirlix in his evolution, Slurpuff. These guys are the best. These guys are going to be definitely the first Pokemon I go after in this new update. Pretty cool. So first off, for Generation 7, we actually have the different Tapu Pokemon added into the game. So I think this is Tapu Koko, Lele, Bulu, and Finny. All pretty cool Pokemon. I'm not sure how you get them in the regular games or how you're going to be able to get them in Pixelmon, but either way, pretty cool Pokemon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of Gen 7 that has been added. So right after this, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Alolan Pokemon, but first we're going to take a look at all of the actual Gen 7 Pokemon added into the game. So first up, we have Stuffle, his regular version, as well as his shiny version, and then we actually have his evolution, which is Beware, which is a pretty cool Pokemon. I really actually like the lower evolution better than the higher evolution, but either way, still pretty cool. And moving on, next up we have Mudbray and Mudsdale, both pretty cool Pokemon. I hope you can ride this guy. I'm not sure if in this new Pixelmon Dark mod if you can ride any of the Pokemon, but this is definitely one of those that I would expect you to be able to ride, at least his evolution. And moving on, next up we have Turtonator, and he's a pretty cool Pokemon, kind of interesting. Next up, we actually have one of my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon, which is the Jangmo, Hakamo, and Komo-o Pokemon. All really cool. I actually prefer their regular over their shiny form, but either way, still a pretty cool Pokemon. I'm looking to get one of these guys. And now for something that I'm sure a ton of you guys clicked on the video for, all of the Alolan Pokemon in this version. Now, there is a couple that are missing that are actually added in the final version. This is, like I said, a beta version, so they're not in this exact version quite yet. One of those is actually Alolan Ninetales. You're going to have to go ahead and download the official version once it releases if you want to go ahead and check out Ninetales. You can see over on my party on the left side that he is actually in the game, but the model isn't quite ready yet, so I'm going to go ahead and skip over him for now. But first off, we have Alolan Vulpix. Pretty awesome. And the shiny form is awesome as well, although it's not much of a change. And next up, we actually have Alolan Diglett and Dugtrio. Such a strange Pokemon. I don't even know what's going on here. Why did they put a wig on it? I guess it's probably not even a wig. It just has hair. But yeah, and then the shiny version is actually not just a blue nose, but also red with a blue nose. They had to go a little bit extra crazy from the regular Diglett. And moving on, we actually have a shiny and regular Geodude, which the shiny version is kind of blocking him. I set this up a little bit poorly, but there is Geodude. Pretty awesome. Like him quite a bit better than the regular Geodude. Just has a little bit more detail on him and whatnot. And his shiny form is actually pretty cool. Although, yeah, actually, I think I do prefer the shiny Golem over the regular Golem. But here we have Graveler and shiny Graveler, of course, and then Golem and shiny Alolan Golem. And next up, we actually have shiny Rattata. Shiny Rattata, Alolan Rattata, and shiny Alolan Rattata. Actually, the shiny form for Rattata, the Alolan Rattata, is actually really awesome. This guy, I think he's got something in his cheeks. It looks a little bit strange. But yeah, there we go. Raticate, pretty cool as well. Alright guys, so the new Megas in this version are actually Mega Lucario. Now, he was in the last version, kind of. I don't think his shiny form was in there, and I don't know if he was actually spawning into the wild. But either way, we have him definitely in the game now, fully functional, hopefully. And we also have Mega Gardevoir, which is pretty cool and also brand new. But the one really awesome thing, which he just looks epic. Here we have Mega Rayquaza, and shiny Mega Rayquaza is insane. Look at that. That is crazy. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these guys in game. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to ride them. Most likely, you can ride Rayquaza, so I would hope that you could ride this guy. Now, this is actually his ginormous form, so this is as big as he gets, but still, it is pretty freaking cool. So those are the only Megas that I have available. However, there are actually 3 other Megas that are planned to be added in 1.8. So you guys should be able to find them in-game and get them and collect them for yourselves. That is Adino, Houndoom, and Lopunny. All 3 of their Megas should be added if everything goes right. And the final thing I want to mention is actually remodels for the Nidoking and Nidoking line. These are awesome. I've been waiting for these for a very long time. The old model was awful. It was all boxy and it was just terrible. But now we have Nidoran male, Nidoran female, which is actually, this is the ginormous size, so I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that, but Nidoran female is tiny. I think it used to be tiny as well. So I'm not sure if that's how it's meant to be or if they should try to up it a little bit. Either way, pretty cool. Moving on, we have Nidorino and Nidorina. Again, pretty cool. But the final evolutions here, Nidoking and Nidoqueen. These are awesome. This is going to make me actually want a Nidoking because I've had them in the past and I've just never really enjoyed them because of the model. I know that's kind of a weird thing, but I really like having the updated smooth models for my Pokemon. So that is pretty much it for this episode. It did just start raining on me. That's a little bit rude, but before I go ahead and leave you guys, I want to let you know that there is a download link down in the description if you guys are interested in getting this version of Pixelmon Dark. If it's not there yet, it's because you're watching this video right when I posted it. But it should be there within a couple of hours. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you need any help with getting Pixelmon Dark installed, of course, there will be a link to tutorial down in the description, but also just go ahead and join my Discord. There will be a link to that down in the description. A lot of links down in the description, but join the Discord. You can go ahead and message me and I will help anyone that needs it to install Pixelmon. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time.